for this surrogate BQH session. So as you're there, I'm going to just place you on this beautiful white cloud. And as you're floating to the cloud, tell me the first thing you see or feel or hear.
I just feel like I'm still on the cloud.
All right, so let's move that cloud and float around to the most relevant time and the most relevant place to get answers to the questions we have today.
Okay, so I'm on Earth. I'm like a woman warrior. Um, and I'm like running through the jungle.
Are you running from something to something? Why are you running?
Someone is chasing me. Someone is running with me. It's like somebody from my tribe is running with me, but there is someone chasing us with bow and arrows.
And why do you feel like they're chasing you?
We stole something from them.
Hmm. Who is this other being, this other warrior with you?
I just heard my sister.
Hmm. And why did you guys steal?
Because they had something that we felt like was ours, but wasn't. Okay, it's like they stole it's like they stole something from the tribe first and we went and got it back. Um Even though like we thought that we were doing a good thing by going and getting it back, but really we didn't know that the tribe leader had actually allowed this other tribe to keep it. So it's like we're stealing it back, but we're not aware that we're stealing it back.
So you thought you were doing it, the intention was you're helping and but you weren't given all the information.
Yeah.
So in that scene, let's move forward to the outcome. What happens?
I'm just seeing her as this like beautiful female warrior. Um and they're saying that this incident caused a war between the tribes and she felt guilty for that, but she didn't know the entire story. And then it's like she was beat by the tribe leader for this incident.
By her tribe leader?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they weren't able to sort out the miscommunication. It actually turned into a war.
Yeah, so I feel like it was already kind of on the brink of a war, and that's why they gave this. It almost looks like this precious stone that's like it's like this precious like healing crystal that they gave as an offering to this other tribe, trying to make peace with them, and then the girls went and stole it, thinking that the tribe stole it from them.
And what happened to her sister?
She was killed in front of her.
Mm. Was that a part of her sister's life contract?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the purpose of her dying in that way? What can we learn from that?
Just that that was the experience that she wanted to have, that she didn't. It's like it's like there were these soul contracts between the tribe members to have this experience, and she didn't want to be there when the war broke out, and so she was okay with dying first.
And then what happened to Casey in that lifetime? Did she survive the war or what happened?
She continued to fight in the war, but she always felt, and she was like this great warrior, so she did survive it, but she always felt this guilt that it was caused from her. And I get the sense that a lot of people died in the war.
Mm. And you said it
Like,
was the conflict between
sorry.
the oh yeah.
It's just like I can really feel like the heaviness in her sacral and
Mm.
in her solar plexus, where she's really been holding on to this because um it's like she's feeling this heaviness for so many people.
And she carried that into this lifetime.
Yeah.
Where was this, like, where was the location on Earth that those tribes took place?
In the Amazon.
Okay. Did these wars, because they were contracted, did they catapult evolution, or what was the purpose of allowing these contracts of the war?
Yeah, so it's like these wars really helped teach the tribes about like medicinal herbs, healing with herbs around you, and ultimately after the war was over, it's like the tribes combined and greater peace came out after the war.
Is there anything else they want us to understand about this incident, this lifetime?
Archangel Michael is just like healing the sister, like he's just like lifting the soul out of the body before she even dies, and then just to like sending Casey in that lifetime so much love.
Can Archangel Michael send any of his blue, beautiful light to her sacral and solar plexus area for that survivor guilt?
Yeah, absolutely. And they're just saying this was a soul contract and you played an important part. Um, so this isn't yours to carry.
What type of things manifested in this lifetime from that survivor guilt? Like, how did it show up in her world?
She's carrying a lot of guilt. Like I feel a lot of guilt in her sacral,
Mhm.
and I feel her shoulders feel really heavy. Like she's has like this responsibility that she's been holding on to.
Now, are there lessons she needs to learn from that in this lifetime, or will the light help relieve some of that?
Yeah, so they're also shining light onto her shoulders. They're starting to loosen up. Um, that feels a lot better, but I think just the awareness of like this is not yours to carry, and the only person that you're responsible for in this lifetime is you, and your own healing and the things that you do in this life.
She wanted to be in the healing field in this lifetime. She's very interested in it. Is she meant to do that?
Yeah, so they're showing me that she's had multiple lifetimes on Earth where she's like this beautiful healer. She's had, like, I'm seeing a lot of like medicine women. She would be a great shaman to hold the space why women, they said women especially, but why people go on like ayahuasca journeys or more natural psychedelic journeys. She could really hold that space of love for them. She has had a lot of lifetimes on Earth in like the Amazon, or more in the tropical areas. Like I'm seeing a lifetime in Maya, um, multiple lifetimes in Maya, in the Amazon, a few in Egypt, just like these really more tropical places. She's had a lot of lifetimes, and she's been a
Well,
healer in most of them.
a lot of plant medicine type of healing and working with the elements.
Yeah, working with the elements, working with the earth.
Now, she was questioning whether to be a QHHT practitioner. Is that something more suited for her? Or do you feel like really her tribal medicine?
Yeah, of course. So I feel like she's also very intuitive. Um, just meditate more, getting more into the heart space, just building that intuition. But absolutely, this is something that she could do, and there's a reason why she's interested in it.
Hmm. Um, you mentioned that she's had lifetimes in Egypt. Um, Regarding the Holy Land, she's actually been there in Egypt, and she came back and her life kind of went upside down. She lost her job. She just didn't experience compassion or kindness from her employer. Um, she wants to know if there's anything that you can show us around that.
They're saying Egypt was very activating for her, um, and it raised her frequency so much that all of these other things in her life have to fall away. So they're saying really take this time to start healing yourself and connecting with yourself to yourself within. So like doing this session was a great first step. And then they're saying also like this is a time to really follow your passions. So if QHHT or BQH is what you want to do, follow that. There's a reason why you're feeling this energetic pull is because now is time to live on your highest timeline and heal yourself so that you can help others, because in her past she's been such a beautiful and gifted healer, and she is very intuitive. They're saying I feel like a lot of like clairvoyance and audience. And so it's really just learning how to use her spiritual abilities. It's almost like she can see into the future. Um, she's very psychic,
Mm.
and they're saying
Now,
that she could use that in like her healing abilities. Just like it's almost like she could tell people and share with them um how it's like it's almost like she could see density in the body and see the timeline of how that manifests. So she could tell people like, I see density in your sacral. If you continue to live like this, or if you don't release these things, this is like the disease that it could turn into, or this is like a possible outcome to just be aware of, to help people transmute these things and to help people see the importance of releasing their emotions. Like they're saying that she would be an incredible like trauma release therapist where she helps women like release these emotions out of their body. And it's almost like they're showing me that's what she did in the Amazon, and she's like led ayahuasca ceremonies before, and she has almost like mastered this art of helping other people release these deep, deep emotions.
I think that that's beautiful, but I think the concern is, and I really hope that the higher self, who knows her future timeline, right, of what that looks like. So let's talk about two things. Let's talk about if she, because she felt like her dream job was with the flight attendants. So she has this opportunity to reapply this month. And what does that future look like versus a future if she goes down the healing journey?
Yeah, so they're saying that if she, like, the possible timeline of going back to an airline, um, it, although exciting at first, it may feel mundane after a while. Or like really sit back and look at the reasons why that option may not have worked out for you. Of course, like you have free will, so if that's what you really truly want to do, then of course like keep applying, keep working at it. Or you could practice your healing abilities and like build a business and think of an intention, like think of what you really truly are passionate at. Um, and you could even work for an airline while you build your passion job. You have free will, but you are this beautiful, gifted healer. So we just really suggest taking the time to get to know yourself, to get to know your own healing abilities, and then deciding for you and just like listening to our calls. It's like she's already hearing the call, she's already seeing the numbers. It's like just follow it. And it's just being connected to it and like learning how to build this conversation with her own guidance.
So the numbers she's been seeing are not about the soulmate or relationship. It's been about the calling for her to step into alignment with her healing gifts.
Yeah, it's like telling her that her guides are there with her and to just like keep following the numbers and keep following the path. So they're saying that like yes, there's a partner for you and yes, a partner is coming, but take the deep healing journey within because we have to change the within before we change our without. And by raising your frequency and understanding like the blocks around your own heart, you will attract a partner that is loving and kind and is a vibrational match to you.
Now, she feels like something happened as a child that blocked her intuitive gifts. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so right when you said that, it's like I felt this pressure against my third eye. There's definitely something there. I feel like a negative entity or something did visit her.
Is it still attached?
No, it's not an attachment, but it's around her still.
So how is it around her when it's not attached?
It's like I'm just gonna describe what I'm seeing. So it's like I'm seeing it's almost like a nun, but in all black. Um, like its face is covered. It feels really dark.
Let's ask that entity, show yourself to us and explain to us what you are. Is it hiding?
What?
Is it hiding?
No, it's just like can you sense it?
I feel like it's, so let me ask, because the law of three, it has to express itself. Show yourself, entity. Show yourself, entity, and explain who you are. I'm feeling like it has to do with something with the church. I know that it's a nun, but I feel like it's something um, something not so good with the church.
Yeah, it feels really dark and it feels like I just can't figure out what it is. Hold on, I'm gonna call in my arcturian self. Okay, I keep hearing Grim Reaper.
What does Grim Reaper have to do with when she was a kid? Is your higher self helping?
Yeah, they're just like they're giving me a lot. I'm trying to put it together.
I figured, but I just wanted to make sure that like you didn't need prompting from me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just start talking and see what comes out. It's usually how it happens. Okay, so I'm getting a picture of okay, so the first thing that they're telling me is that she has outlived her soul contract. Like,
This time,
what?
this lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the first thing they said is that she's outlived her soul contract, but since she has free will, she just decided to stay. And then they're showing me that like in a past life, I'm seeing her as like this little girl. Um, and her mom thought that she was like overtaken by the spirit, and they did an exorcism on her. Um, and it got so intense that the little girl ended up dying.
Hmm. Now, is that what's the energy around her? Is the Grim Reaper, since she outlived her contract, following her around?
Yeah, they're okay, so they're saying that in her past life, this priest like got really terrified of this little girl, even though like that wasn't even what was going on. It's just that they didn't have a level of understanding of what was happening. Like in this past life, she they're showing me it was like medieval Europe. Um they're saying that she had all these beautiful spiritual abilities, and they just like did not understand how, or they didn't understand her spiritual abilities, and they thought that she was like overtaken by negative entities and things like that. And so they did an exorcism on her, and it the priest like left a lot of negative energy in her energy field. And it's like this negative being has been like following her around for like her lifetimes up till now.
Is the negative being the priest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think from that point on, like I think the priest was already in his darkness, and just that was a really, really dark time in Europe. And he ended up like getting trapped in the net, and his beliefs almost kept him in purgatory. That's what I kept getting too. I kept hearing purgatory.
Does he want to be freed?
Yes, I heard yes immediately.
And can we help him with that today? Gave me chills all over.
Yeah, so I just call in Archangel Michael. I call in Archangel Raphael as well, just to help escort this beautiful being back to the light. Just help guide his soul back to the light for the highest and greatest good. Just guiding his lost soul back into the light, back into source light.
I can see him walking, going through. I can see like beings waiting with their arms out, kind of like because he needs that symbolism of heaven. And
Yeah, so that's
like
what
they're,
kind of like the picture that I got too. Like he needed that.
mhm. Oh wow, chills all over. So now what was that doing to her, like for her intuitive gifts? Why was her third eye having that pressure?
They're gonna do one more healing before we leave the scene. They're just gonna go back and heal that little girl.
Okay.
Um, so now Archangel Michael is also shining light onto like this little girl that passed away from this experience. Just pulling her soul out of her body before it even happened. Just letting her know that it's okay to step into her spiritual abilities in this lifetime.
Hmm.
And just sending healing love to the mother too, because I can feel like a lot of distress with the mother.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
Yes.
she was afraid in this lifetime to be aligned with her spiritual gifts because she didn't want to have the same thing happen.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of feel like sometimes she randomly feels afraid, and I like feel like she didn't know why she would randomly feel afraid. Or I feel like if something happened with her spiritual gifts, it would kind of scare her, and she had no idea why she was feeling this fear.
Mhm. And it's okay that she chose to still live, right? Like it's in this lifetime, like she's outlived her soul contract, but that's okay. And she doesn't need to be afraid that she's going to pass, does she?
No, absolutely not. So, um, she has a lot more free will than most people, actually. So like if you outlive your soul contract, that's not that big of a deal. You kind of like just decide, like I get the sense that she saw the ascension coming and she really wanted to be a part of that ascension. So it's kind of like her soul contract ended, but then she really worked with the Syrian and the Lyran collective. Her higher self worked with these collectives to kind of make like an amendment to her soul contract where she would release this lower density. So I feel like this was like actually like karma that she was holding on to. And that's why this session was so important for her, is because it's like completely cleansing and clearing any kind of karma she was holding on to. So now that she can like help the ascension, it's kind of like she had this contract to exit Earth, but she decided to really be a part of the ascension this time. There was just like lower densities that she was still holding on to that had to be released so that she can step into that.
But she doesn't have to be in fear that the Grim Reaper is going to be around every corner now.
No, absolutely not. Like, if anything, she should feel more clear and safe and completely open. Like, we have completely her energy already feels so much better. So that was like some darkness from her past, but it feels so much more light and clear. And if she ever does feel any kind of fear around it, they're saying like she can always call in the angels just to take the fear away and to just like remind her of like how powerful she is.
Well, and I think it's a beautiful gift too to allow that priest to be released right now, like in her contract to have this existence with him, that we were able to help him be released and go back to source. So I think there's beauty in that, even though it looked dark and heavy. I think there's also beauty in that it was alchemized and released from this world and helping the ascension.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're saying that she has actually helped like alchemize some of the densest experiences of Earth just by releasing this.
So you said she worked with the Syrians and Lyrans.
Yeah, so Lyrans really came up.
So is she a Lyran starseed or a Syrian starseed or both, or what can we know about that?
Yeah, so she's both. She's lived lifetimes on Lyra and Vega. Um, and then she went to Sirius. So I'm actually feeling a lot more Lyran energy now that all of that has been released.
Hmm.
So, and Lyrans are like very psychic. I think that's like really where she gets her psychic abilities from.
Mm. Did she, because you said she was here to alchemize some of the densest energies. Can we talk about her relationship that she was in that had domestic violence? She said she's done a lot of work on herself, but she wants to know if there's any guidance around that or things that might help her release more of like the PTSD. What do you want her to know about that experience?
To really tap into the solar plexus. So we'll open and activate the solar plexus more today. Um, and right when I said that, I feel like something in the solar plexus.
Mm. Do you want to address that now, or do you want to work on or answer the information about the relationship? It's up to you guys.
Let's do it now.
Okay. All right. So let's tap into that and let's see what's going on with the solar plexus, what attachment or device or anything that you can explore and let us know about.
It's like I'm seeing her swim in water. I feel like it was on Earth. Um, it's it's an attachment, but it looks kind of like not even a snake. It looks like an eel almost. And I can feel it swimming.
Like in her plexus?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, tell us more about this. What does the eel represent? Is it an actual eel or it's something else?
No, it looks something else. That was just like my closest.
Right.
Um,
Did it happen in this lifetime or a previous lifetime?
no, it's almost like, yeah, it's almost like a parasite.
Mm.
Um, or it's kind of like the soul of a tapeworm. I don't even know how to explain it. It's energetic though, it's not physically there.
Right, right. So is it kind of like an energy vampire?
Yeah, it's like swimming and like chomping.
What's its purpose? Like when did it attach?
It's been there for a while. I get a sense that she was like, they're showing me she was like a water being on Earth. Um, she's swimming through the ocean and she was in like the depths of the ocean, the dark parts of the ocean. And yeah, just attached to her. They're not really telling me anything. They're saying that like her stomach hurts sometimes and she doesn't know why. Or like maybe some foods don't really like work well with her. And they're saying that this is what's causing it.
Why the need to allow it into this lifetime? Is it a teacher or did it just get by?
Yeah, they're saying it just got by.
Okay, so if there's nothing to learn from it, can we just remove it?
Yeah, it just needed to be like brought into her awareness to be removed.
Okay, okay, we can do that. All right, so does Archangel Michael handle these things? Like, who's the parasite? Who's pest control around the angels?
Yeah, so Archangel Michael's just shining his light. He's coming down with a net. He has like this golden net and he's coming to pick it up and take it back to source.
And bless Archangel Michael. He's the fix-it man, the man of all trades.
I
The
know, can you
plum.
imagine the things that he does?
Well, we don't have to. We're actually experiencing it right now. So as he removes that and fills it with his light, how does that feel?
Feels a lot better. I could like feel it moving around.
Okay. That's why when I'm like, do we do it now or wait? And you're like, uh-uh.
Yeah, that's why, it's because I could feel it.
Get it out. Did that affect her with the relationship with her best friend?
No, not that in particular.
Okay. Because they just brought it up when I called the question, but I just wanted to make sure. Um, so looking at that relationship, what do you want her to know and understand to release some of those triggers and traumas? Like what was their was it a life contract to experience this?
So her life contract actually ended when she was pretty young. Like I'm seeing like 11 or 12, and that's when it was rewritten. Um, which is really interesting. But so they're saying that this wasn't a life contract. This is more like karma from past lives. So she's lived a lot of past lives on Earth, and she's lived a lot of like tribal lives. And she's also like been here to work through some of those densities of Earth. So she has some past life karmas that like I said, like we're really cleansing and clearing the most important ones today. So they're saying it wasn't a soul contract, it was like the vibrational karma that pulls her to that abusive relationship.
So her best friend didn't, like, on some other level, agree to have this experience to allow her to play out her karma, or did he?
He said no.
Okay. All right.
He said that it was just a vibrational match for her karma.
Okay. Now, now in moving through the karma, what can she understand about it to when she has those triggers related to it to be able to move through it? And like, what do you advise like to be at the healed process?
So they're showing me it's almost like she's a woman in like the 1920s, or yeah, it feels like it's like the 1920s. Um and she was a woman of, she's almost, I would say, like famous or just like well known for her time. Um like I'm seeing her like live a very prosperous life. It's almost like I can see her like for that time, she's in this like beautiful mansion and she has her hair done up. But I'm seeing her like it's like she's using makeup to cover up her bruises. Uh,
Mm,
and I'm seeing that it's like it was very emotional abuse also. Like she really shut herself down completely. Um, and then this has kind of just been like a karmic pattern the last um the last like 2 or 3 lifetimes. It's like it's starting to like cleanse itself, and I feel like this time wasn't as bad as that, but um it is like some karma that she's holding on to, and that's why she was a vibrational match for it. So they're saying that like as she goes within and connects with her heart more and opens more to love, it's gonna attract a partner that's very loving towards her. Um,
so she usually my understanding of karma is like, okay, so I did something bad, so now I have to either do dharma to make good about it, or karma where I have to experience now that bad thing happening to me. So it seems like the past life she experienced the domestic abuse. Was there ever a lifetime where she was the abuser?
yes.
Okay, so she's paying back the karma by being the receiving end, or participating in it probably too, but more on the receiving end these lifetimes.
Yes.
And what was the lesson that she wanted to learn with that karma of being the, the one that's abused?
She has an extremely strong solar plexus. Um, and I feel like that being in her solar plexus was like just feeding off of that energy because her solar plexus is really strong. So it's like she wanted to feel what it was like to have too much power, and then she wanted to feel what it was like to be manipulated or to like be on the receiving end of too much power.
Okay, so from to experience both polarities of the experience.
Yes, absolutely.
So now that she realizes that that's a lesson she wanted to master and overcome and pay forward that karma to release that density, will that understanding help her so that she doesn't get as triggered anymore, but understand it's a like it's a lesson?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like I'm seeing her listen to this, and it's like that karma is just like melting away. Like all those contracts that she had are just like melting away.
Now, what would it be like for her if she were to forgive herself and her partners that engaged in that um, violence? What would that do for her karma?
I'm just seeing her heart like light up and just radiate outwards, and just like she's this beautiful light for everyone around her.
Hmm. And would her symptoms from like the PTSD kind of just go away or subside?
Yeah, so they're saying that that's like your fight or flight. Um, so they're saying like really work with your nervous system, um, meditate a little bit more, and just really like feel like when you meditate, feel your heart more. Just really work with your heart and just like um feel the love and just understand that you are safe.
So when something triggers her and her brain starts to tell the story of the trauma that she experienced, do you want her to drop into meditation right then and there or start telling a different story?
Yeah, both. So they're showing me like really practice brain and heart coherence. So like you can start by like in the morning, just start by meditating and like just feeling where your heart is. Um, and work on building brain and heart coherence, because like if you are going throughout your day and you start to feel like your triggers, um you can train your body to like put your awareness on your heart, and it will calm you, or you'll feel love, or you'll just be able to like listen to your intuition. And then it's like going throughout the day and just reminding you that you're this beautiful divine being. You deserve love. Like you can say your affirmations of like, I am safe. I am pure love. I am unconditional love. I deserve love. I attract a partner that loves me unconditionally, that treats me well, that treats me like the goddess I am. Just like different affirmations that resonate the most to you and the kind of partner that you want to attract to you. Um, and then I do feel like there is still some healing from there that needs to be felt. I do feel like some of it is in her sacral. So they're saying like this is when her own quantum healing session could be an amazing option. Um, Breath work is an amazing option, working with your nervous system, like just different kinds of breath work, making sure you're getting like the minerals that you need. It's like I'm almost seeing that it's stuck in her nervous system.
So she's planning on she started a water fast and she wants to plan being raw vegan because she wants to release some excess weight and raise her vibration. Does this have anything to do with that?
Yeah, so it's like a deep knowing um that she's really in this like time of transformation. Going vegan absolutely will help with your nervous system. Um, Making sure you're getting all like the vegetables and the fruits that you need is a great place to start.
Why does she carry the excess weight?
Like her waist.
I'm sorry, not where, but why?
Oh, um, yeah, they're saying that instead of focusing on the weight, focus on focus on making that connection with your body, like focus on loving your body, focus on Like you want to make healthier choices because you love your body. Get more into like that loving relationship with your body. And when you eat certain foods, like ask what your body is asking for. So don't be so much focused on like the weight, be more focused on how your body feels.
Like building a relationship, an intuitive relationship with your body, right?
Yes.
Um, she feels really connected to Jesus. She wanted to know if she has a past life and a time with Jesus.
It's almost like she came right after him. And she was working to keep his words alive. Or he was like she was trying to like um spread his teachings after he passed. Um like his more spiritual teachings. It's like she didn't want people to have this like distorted view of who he really was.
So like his teachings that he learned kind of more at the mystery school and with the Essenes, more of those teachings versus the teachings of the church.
Yeah, so it's almost like she was like born into the bloodline of not Mother Mary, of Mary Magdalene, like
Yeah.
down the line. Um, and she worked to like preserve this knowledge and preserve his teachings.
Was she successful in doing that in that lifetime?
And then for the most part, but also for the most part, people didn't understand. So it was like to a very small group of people um that she had a community with that um it's like it was such an important role for her to play because people are beginning to understand his teachings now, but not
So,
everyone understood then.
right. So bringing that energy and in forth into this lifetime, is she supposed to do the same, or is it just to acknowledge that lifetime that she did that?
Yeah, they're just saying again, she has so much free will, and she's so powerful that it's like really just making that connection and then just deciding what she wants to do with it.
Yeah. It's beautiful and um, to have had that lifetime and to be a part of that bloodline is beautiful.
Yeah,
Um,
and now that we've like worked through a lot of those like karmas and past lives, and now that we've like released that other darkness, it just looks like she's radiating with this healing energy. It's beautiful. So I feel like Reiki would be amazing for her. Um, or things like quantum healing because she has a powerful mind also.
Now she wants to know if she was with her dog Marley in a past life and if Marley has any messages.
I'm seeing like her hold a baby, like Marley was her daughter in a past life.
Hmm.
And then I'm seeing, yeah, she's just saying that um I'm seeing them, they're like tiger beings together on Lyra too, that came up. Um
Mm.
and Marley's just saying like, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. Um And she's saying that, like, as she takes this deep healing journey within, she will be with her every single step of the way.
Love that. And if they've spent past lifetimes together, will they spend future lifetimes together?
Yes, absolutely.
Since we're talking to friends from beyond and family from beyond, her grandmother who passed in 2019, or any family, do they have any messages?
Yeah, so before you even said that, it's like I just like got this view of like this beautiful angel. Um, her grandma is always with her, like watching her and guiding her and protecting her. Um, she also loves her very much. She said that she's very connected with her grandma as well. She can always reach out and speak with her. It's just like learning how to be in that communication with her. And that they've also lived a lot of lifetimes together, and that her grandma's like one of her greatest guides.
Hmm. Are there any other family members that are there with grandma that want to say anything, or are they having a
I feel
message?
a lot of angels around her,
Mm,
but none of them are there like coming forward.
okay. Woo, that is some body chills going on. A lot of angels. And we're she had a dream of in 2021 of us being a star being in ancient Egypt. Is there anything you guys want us to know about that?
Yeah, I'm seeing her as like a blue being in ancient Egypt. They're saying that it was even before Kim, it was Atlantis. Like she was
Mm.
physically here as a blue being. They're saying as a Syrian.
And why has she been shown that? What did they want her to understand about that?
She can connect in with this ancient knowledge. So she was drawn to go to Egypt because like all of this ancient Egyptian knowledge is held within her sacral.
Anything else that they wanted her to understand with that?
Yeah, so they're just saying like really work with your sacral. Um you can learn how to tap into it and just like gain all of that information from Egypt. It's really cool.
All right, so we're going to call in our whole team, the angelics and her higher self, and we're going to do a body scan from her. I know that we did a lot of energy work, but I just wanted to start at the crown and move down to the root, and let's see if there's anything that comes up that we need to work on or that Ceirra needs to activate.
I felt the throat before you even said that.
What's going on there?
They're saying that there's something where she is speaking her truth way too much. It's like an overactive throat chakra.
We rarely hear that. So actually, uh, what can we do today to help with that?
Yeah, they're saying like really work on just bringing yourself back into balance. Really work on like listening before speaking. Um, Connecting with your heart before you speak.
Why does like why does one tend to speak their truth too much?
I feel like she has such a powerful solar plexus that it's like she gets very like she is very what's the word? Like just passionate about things.
Hmm. And so, by connecting with her heart before that passion, what will that do for her?
It will keep her in alignment. So as she speaks, it comes like more from a loving place, from a more like soul aligned place. And it's almost like it like raises the vibration of everyone around her if she connects to her heart before she speaks.
If she connects her heart, will that make her want to hold more of a space for other people's uh, truth as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And
Mm.
I feel like she has a huge heart. It's like, um, she's been through a lot and she's been through so much in past lifetimes, especially on Earth. It's like her heart is just like so big and so open, and she can help so many different kinds of people because she's connected to the stars and she's like deeply connected to the Earth.
Okay. So now that we're at the throat and we've understood that, is there anything going on with the heart or as you're scanning, do you see anything else?
Yeah, there is still distortion, but it's more like distortion that she has to work through.
Okay.
Um, yeah, just like some of those things from that relationship. Um, her father, like just the word dad came up, so there might be something there just to be aware of.
Now,
And then
if you're,
the inner child, they said work on like connecting with the inner child.
and what can she do to connect with the inner child? Like, how can she make that inner child be happy?
Asking her inner child like what she wants to do today. Like what can she do to play? What would make her soul so happy?
It's really interesting when we talk about the inner child, like it doesn't take much to really keep the inner child happy. And it's like we neglect our inner child, but it's really one of the easiest things to tend to.
Yeah, they just want to play and have fun.
hmm Does will so my question is with distortion around like events, like the way you tell your story, basically, how like if you're distorted, it makes it hard to forgive because you're not having all the information of empowerment, right? So, what can you help her with that distortion to help her be empowered to forgive?
It's like they were showing me her like put her hands over her heart, and it's almost like they showed me like a lockbox and a key. It's like she's locked her heart away, not even realizing it. Um, and the only person that can unlock this box is her. But if she unlocks it, like so many beautiful things will happen, especially like connecting to your heart more. Um, like I said, she's just like radiating this healing energy and it's all coming from her heart.
Hmm. Okay. Um, how I know we've talked about her lower chakras, but I just want to with the scan through there and see if there's anything we need to explore.
I do feel more density in her throat. Um,
That we release the other one, like, or tuned it down. You can feel it.
yeah, I still feel the throat.
Okay, what's going on there?
It's like I see a man this time in it feels like a jungle again. It's like he got bit by something on his throat,
What did he get bit by?
a jaguar. I think
Oh,
this was like an ancient Mayan lifetime.
was that a part of his life contract?
No.
Oh, that was a left turn for sure. I bet in his mind.
Yeah, it's like
What?
I see him as like a medicine man, like dancing around a fire, and it's almost like this jaguar just like comes up and bites him.
Sorry. What do we need to understand in this lifetime why that followed her here?
Just the shock of it. And that was a lifetime that she really truly enjoyed.
Can she tap into that lifetime in what she did in that lifetime and use it in this lifetime and honor it and be able to still experience that type of life?
Yeah, absolutely. So she has so much like a shamanic ancient wisdom in her sacral. It's so cool. So they're saying like just speaking to your sacral, connecting with your sacral, just by like opening and activating it. It's like these downloads will just start to come of all of these ancient things that she did. And that's
Okay.
like why she was passionate about staying through her soul contract is because she knew that she could access all of this wisdom and bring it into this time.
Right. When you have so many life contracts and if they keep ending early, I could see why you'd want to stay and play this one out. Um, okay. So the more and more she taps into that shamanic type of healing energy, will that clear that energy that's in her throat, or can we clear it now?
Yeah, so they're shining light onto the throat of the man and onto like her physical throat, just opening and releasing this. That feels better.
Okay. Good. Poor guy. Just dancing the night away and gets bit by a jag. I would be fly on the wall for that life reveal. I'd be talking to my higher self, but okay, so let's keep scanning. Is there anything else as we're scanning?
She's holding on to a really traumatic past life from Lemuria,
Oh,
but that is something that needs to be felt. Like I could
okay.
definitely I'll do like I'll work on like releasing some density from her chakras and I'll work on like clearing and cleansing her energy field, but a lot of it is like trauma that needs to be released by her.
Okay. All right. If you want to go ahead and work on that, and then we can talk to her when we follow up with her about Lemuria.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna work on the throat first, and then I'll just work my way down. Adia, dia, dia. Aki, 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 aku. Kia, 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 kua, 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 kia, kia, kua, kia, kia. Kia, kia, tuka, tuka, au, 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 adia, dia, 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 do, 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 di, 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 do, do, di, 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 do, 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 di, 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 do, do, di, di, do, do, di, di, do, di, di.
How's it feel?
That's better.
Never gets old watching
Nope.
you work wood.
Just the feeling that I get when their energy is like properly flowing at the end is amazing.
Yeah, for
Like it feels
sure.
like I'm just like wrapped up in a ball of love.
Mm. Well, good. Is there anything else from our higher self that we need to explore today?
I just feel like all the Lyrans around me.
Do they want to say anything?
I just heard welcome home.
Oh,
My heart.
wow. Welcome home. Beautiful.
I think they're saying that like once she steps more into like her spiritual abilities, she'll start working with them a lot more.
Okay. Well, we're sending her so much empowerment too, and to be able to do that. And we just send love and gratitude for everyone that helped us on this journey today. And yeah, just appreciate it so much.